Hello everyone, wishing you all a very good afternoon. Am I audible and visible to everyone? Good morning, Abhinam. How are you? I hope everything is fine at your end. Good. Nice to see you. Good afternoon, Yarika Beta. Did you find those questions that you were asking me? There were no questions in the sheet. You were asking me, or Vahini was asking me? I got confused. Anyways, let us start today's class with the all important instructions. Keep your cameras off. But do you have bio class before my class or do you have bio class after my class? When does your class begin? Everyone. Class begins at 10, right? 10 a.m. Am I correct? So do you have this bio class? Okay, it begins at 9 a.m. Okay. So 9 a.m. is your which class? 9 a.m. 9 a.m. you have chemistry, Niharika? Okay. So 9 to 10 is chemistry. Okay. What about physics is 12:30? Chemistry, bio, and when do you have bio class? After my class or before my class? Days must be before my class. Anyway, so save your data twice. Yeah, botany and zoology, right? So I think one class is before me and one class is after me, something like that. Save your data because you would be using your mobile data. Don't keep your mobile phone a camera on. You consume data. You have to send a message. 3 classes of bio. Oh, 3 classes of bio. All 3 are online, beta. 3 classes of bio. So one is from 9 o'clock. NEET and IPE. Okay. NEET and IPE. Okay, I understand. So if you have to send any message, here is the ID that you ask click ID or everyone ID. And I have also allowed you to unmute yourself. So when I ask a question, if you want to say anything, you can unmute and you can respond. Well, in the last class, we had seen some basic information about relative motion. We have seen how do we find out displacement of A with respect to B. We had solved 2 or 3 questions. We had find out the position of A with respect to B. We have find out the velocity of A with respect to B. You can also find out the acceleration of A with respect to B. I think there is a question and I think that is the question that I was referring to. So let us start today's class with that same question. Is there a question on acceleration? There is no question on acceleration here. Let me make a question here. Question number 1 for you. Road is car or bus A. This one is your car or bus B. Now, this bus is moving forward. Velocity of A is plus 10 meter per second. This bus is also moving forward plus 20 meter per second. Let us talk about the acceleration. Acceleration of bus B is minus 5 meter per second square. As you can see, it is towards left, back. This one is having a forward acceleration of plus 10 meter per second square. I'm asking you 4 questions. Number 1, find velocity of A with respect to B. Number 2, velocity of B with respect to A. Number 3, acceleration of A with respect to B. Number 4, acceleration of B with respect to A. Waiting for your answers. I hope you would be able to solve this relatively simple question. Your time begins now, and I'm expecting answers from all of you, including Nayan, Abhiram, Akshay, Niharika, Tarun, Tanu, Vasant, Varshan, Sai, and Surya. Anyone with an answer? Niharika has come up with the first answer. I think Niharika. Okay, Niharika, get all the four answers and then I will ask you how you have done this. So we means I and you will do it together on the whiteboard. Let me get all the four answers. Velocity of A with respect to B, velocity of B with respect to A, acceleration of A with respect to B, and acceleration of B with respect to A. Four answers I am looking at. Niharika has given the first of those, minus 10 meter per second. I'm looking for the other three. I hope all of you are trying the question. Second answer is also correct, Niharika. Let us move on to the third one for Niharika. Once you are done with all four, we will be solving it together. Are you there with an answer, Niharika? Or Vasant, or Abhiram, Nayan, Tarun, Tanu. Two answers are already there. Looking for acceleration of A with respect to B, and acceleration of B with respect to A. Anyone has got those answers? Anyway, Niharika, can you unmute yourself and tell me how you have got the answers up till now? I don't think.
So can you hear me?
Yes, beta, tell me.
So velocity of A with respect to B equals to velocity of A with respect to ground minus velocity of B with respect to ground.
So we have used the formula velocity of A with respect to B is equal to velocity of A with respect to ground minus velocity of B with respect to ground. What are the values, Niharika?
So velocity of A with respect to ground is plus 10.
10.
And velocity of B with respect to ground is plus 20.
Plus 20. So the answer becomes minus 10 meter per second. Well done, Niharika. That is the answer to the first part, velocity of A with respect to B. Okay, Niharika, let us do the second part.
So velocity of B with respect to A equals to velocity of B with respect to ground and minus velocity of A with respect to ground.
That is correct. What are the values, beta?
So velocity of B with respect to ground is plus 20. And velocity of A with respect to ground is plus 10.
So the answer is
10 meter per second.
Plus 10 meter per second. That is the velocity of B with respect to A. Do we see a relation between the two? Do we see a relation here? What is the relation, Niharika? What do we see here? Always remember, velocity of A with respect to B will be negative of velocity of B with respect to A. Do we understand this, everyone? Both are opposite vectors. Abhiram, can you unmute yourself and tell me how we'll be doing question number 3, Abhiram? Have you done this? Question number 3. Acceleration of A with respect to B. Anyone has done this question? Please raise hands. Nayan, Abhiram, Akshay, Vishal, Tanu, Niharika, Vasant, Tarun. Acceleration of A with respect to B. It's very simple. Similar lines. Acceleration of A with respect to ground minus acceleration of B with respect to ground. Now look at the values. What is the acceleration of A with respect to ground? Acceleration of A with respect to ground is given here. Acceleration of B with respect to ground is given here. We just need to put the values. I think this is plus 10 minus, this is minus 5. So my answer becomes plus 15 meters per second square. Am I clear? Can I have some raised hand that I understand this, sir? Raise hands from everyone that we understand this, sir. It is pretty damn simple. Pretty simple. Just need to apply the formula. I only have 2 raised hands. Abhiram and Niharika as always. What about the others? Are we in the class? Surya, Vasant, Tarun, Akshay. Yes, we are there. Good to see you all. Okay, any one of you, Tanu, can you tell me how to find the answer of B with respect to A? Tanu, question 2. Can you unmute yourself and tell me how do you find acceleration of B with respect to A? Tanu or Tarun or Vasant? Okay, Niharika, do you know how to find? Abhiram, tell me how to find out acceleration of B with respect to A.
Good morning. Good afternoon, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, beta, you're audible.
Yes, sir. So to find acceleration of B with respect to A is equal to acceleration of B with respect to ground minus acceleration of A with respect to ground.
That is correct. Acceleration of B with respect to A will be equal to acceleration of B with respect to ground minus acceleration of A with respect to ground. What next?
Yes, sir. Then we put in the values, which would be minus 5 minus
Yes.
bracket plus 10.
Plus 10.
Yes, sir. Which would be plus 5. Plus, sorry.
Minus
Just,
15
minus
meters.
15. Yes, sir.
Abhiram, do you see a relation here? Do you see a relation here?
Yes, sir.
What is the relation that you see?
Sir, it's always the opposite.
What is always the opposite? Acceleration of A with respect to B
The
will always
acceleration.
be negative of acceleration of B with respect to A. Do we get this, everyone? We can say the same for velocity of A with respect to B will be negative of velocity of B with respect to A. You can say the same thing for displacement. Displacement of A with respect to B will be negative of displacement of B with respect to A. You can say the same thing for position. Position of A with respect to B will be opposite of position of B with respect to A. Can I have some raise hand? Have you understood this? All of us. I'm lowering all hands. Can I have raise hand that we understand this simple concept, simple thinking? That is going to reap us a lot of awards. Only 2 people have raised hands. What about the rest? Nayan, Akshay, Vishal, Tanu, Tarun, Surya. Do we understand this? Raise hand gives me more confidence. That okay, we are on the right track. Tanu, Tarun, Vishal, Akshay. We understand this. Okay, that's great. So that is how you find velocity of A with respect to B, velocity of B with respect to A, acceleration of A, and acceleration of B with respect to A. Now let us move on to some more problems. Physics is all about problems. Physics is all about what you have learned, what you have studied, what you have understood, and apply it and solve some questions. These questions might look very difficult at first, but then once you understand the concept, these difficult looking questions will start to look pretty damn simple. So we start with such questions, and I hope I'll get good participation from you. And these questions will be more based on the practical approach and how we can apply this relative motion concept on to different questions. So here comes your question number 2. Again, I make a road. And again, I make a car or a bus. Now remember here, this car or bus, even though I have made it so wide, I'm assuming that they are having no length. So basically, I'm taking, even though I'm drawing them like this, big, I'm taking them as point objects. So I imagine that these are points. Instead of drawing the bus, I'm just drawing the bus so that you understand that's the bus. It's always better to draw them as points. But I've just drawn them as a bus. So there are 2 buses. Since these are points, I can just tell you that the distance between these 2 buses is 20 meters. This bus B is moving forward with respect to ground with a velocity of plus 10. Plus 10 indicates that it is moving forward. This bus B is moving with 10. The behind bus, bus A, moves with a velocity of 15, plus 15. What will happen? Obviously, say that the bus A will bang bus B. But remember, I've only drawn a 2-dimensional figure, but the road is wide. So bus B is not going to bang, but bus B is going to overtake. Obviously, bus B is going to overtake because it is moving faster. The question is, when and where? If I take this point as the origin, when and where bus A overtakes bus B? That is the question. I'll give you 2 minutes to think about this question. And the stage, the classroom is open for all. I would like to know your thoughts, how you are going to solve this question. You can unmute yourself, you can raise your hands if you want to speak something. I would want you to interact. Talk about this question, how you're going to solve it. And a good interaction is always good. A lot of things can be discussed in a good interaction. So I have given this question, everyone go through this question, 1 minute, 2 minutes, think about it. Then I'll ask you to raise hands and let us interact and see what our thoughts are about this question. How we are going to solve this question. What is this question asking? What can be our approach? How to solve it? Answer is least important. Once we get the approach correct, the answer will come. Trust me on this. 2 minutes. Think about the question and let us discuss how are we going to solve it. Over to you. Two buses, A and B. A is ahead of B. Distance between them is given as 20 meters. Bus B is moving with a velocity of plus 10, plus indicating it is forward. Plus bus A is moving with a velocity plus 15, plus indicates it is forward. When and where does the bus A overtake bus B? Anyone would like to share his thoughts? So I think this is the way you should solve it. This is what I feel about the question. Anyone? Raise your hands and share your thoughts. Abhiram, Akshay, Nayan, Vishal, Niharika, Tanu, Tarun, Vashant. The more you participate, the more we talk, the more we interact, the better the class becomes and the better is the understanding level. So can I have your thoughts? Anyone? How are we going to solve it? Answer is not important. I'm not asking for the answer. Answer will come. How will we be solving this? Anyone? Any thoughts? Niharika, Abhiram, Tarun, Vashant, I think he has left. Akshay, Surya. Anyone would like to say anything? No one? Niharika, what do you think about this question? How will you solve it? Are you there, Niharika? Niharika, how do you think you will solve this question? Unmute yourself. I think she is not there. Abhiram, how will you solve this? Any idea? No one has any idea? No one has any thought? Okay, thinking. I'll give you 1 more minute to think. Think. Thinking is good. See, you have to understand one thing, Abhiram, Niharika, all of you. No thought is wrong and no thought is correct. Whatever comes to your mind is what I want to understand. Any approach, I can solve this question in many different approaches. Maybe with your thought, which you think is wrong, maybe it gives me an idea of solving this question in a different way. No thought, nothing is right, nothing is wrong. I told you, I gave you an example, right, of this mobile phone. Where is this? It's here. When I hold it like this, you see this. This is what you see. When I hold it like this, you see this. You're looking at the same thing. Oops. You're looking at the same thing, but different angles. No thought is correct, no thought is wrong. Everything is right, everything is wrong. Depends on how you look at it. I always look at it from the aspect that every thought process is correct. We must channel it in the right way. Anyone? Yes, Abhiram. What do you think? Okay. No one wants to do it? Okay. So I will. Niharika, displacement. What do you mean by displacement, Niharika? Unmute yourself. What are you thinking? Speak up. You should not be ashamed, shy of sharing your thoughts. As I told you, no thought is stupid, no thought is wrong, no idea is foolish. It's all in the head. And I always tell you, you are more intelligent than me. My brain is deteriorating. I'm an old person. Anyways, let me start the discussion. Okay, I have to solve this question in a variety of ways. One way is I stand on the road or the ground. Let me call, this is Niharika. Niharika stands on the road. She can also sit if there's a bench available. Niharika sits on the ground, sitting on a bench, having an ice cream, and she's solving the question from ground. Abhiram, on the other hand, let this blue person be Abhiram. Abhiram, on the other hand, sits on bus A. Oh, bus B. and he solves this question from bus B. Third one. Who is the third character? Tanu is on bus A. He can solve the question from bus A. As I said, a question in mechanics, what we are doing can be done in a variety of ways. All ways may be easy for some questions, may be difficult for some. I'll tell you the easiest way. In some questions, I'll tell you one way. You can always solve the question in that way. In this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to become Abhiram and solve this question with respect to the bus B. So this is the method I am using. I am going to solve this question with respect to Abhiram, and Abhiram is sitting on bus B. That doesn't mean that the way Niharika solves this question, sitting on road or sitting on a bench, or Tanu solves this question by being in bus A is wrong. It will be right as well if you have the right approach. Now, when you become bus B, or when you become Abhiram, who is sitting in bus B, how does the universe look like? Now, I'll give you a small example of how do we think about it. Now, you must remember that there was a point in time, not very long ago, 100, 150, 200 years ago, when we all thought, the church said, and church at that point in time was making all these scientific studies. The church said that, and we all believed it, that Earth is the center of the universe. We are on Earth. Earth does not go anywhere. The entire universe is spinning around Earth. The sun is moving around Earth. Milky Way is also moving around Earth. The entire bloody universe is moving around Earth. You all know now that may not be correct. But it gives rise to a thought. It gives rise to a very simple thought that when you are somewhere, sitting somewhere, you don't go anywhere. The entire universe moves around you. You don't go anywhere. And we still use it in our day-to-day life, and we don't realize what we mean. For example, you are sitting in a train and the train is moving. You know that the train is moving. Let us say you are gone out to visit some place. You are coming back to your hometown, I think, which is Hyderabad. Secunderabad, I think, is next to Hyderabad. So I'll assume that there is a bus or a train that first goes to Secunderabad, then it goes to Hyderabad, and then that's how you reach Hyderabad. Now, when you're sitting in a bus, and if I talk in Hindi for a moment, whenever we talk, Secunderabad station aa gaya kya? Has Secunderabad come? No, Secunderabad has passed. Hyderabad station is going to come. You always talk in that way. Hyderabad is going to come, Secunderabad has gone. But you must realize that it is not the stations that are moving right now. They are moving with Earth. But right now, while you are sitting in a train, it's not the stations that are moving past you. It's your train that is going into the station and going past the station. But you hardly say, or you hardly talk in that way, has the train reached Hyderabad? You hardly say. While you are in a train, you always say, Hyderabad aa gaya kya? Secunderabad nikal gaya kya? Now, while you are receiving someone on the station, you'll always say, train aa gayi kya? Because then you know that train is the thing that is moving and you are not moving. But while you are on a train, you'll always say, Secunderabad, has Secunderabad come? No, it's not the other way. Secunderabad does not move, it moves with Earth. Earth moves around the sun. Sun moves around solar system, the center, and so many things. What do we take from this discussion? That, and we'll imagine it in that way always, that once you become something, you are sitting on something, in this case Abhiram or Tanu, or Niharika. Abhiram is sitting on bus B. And we are going to solve this question with respect to Abhiram, bus B. Abhiram does not go anywhere. Bus B does not go anywhere. Bus B is now the center of the universe. The entire universe moves around bus B. That means bus B is stationary. And the only thing that is moving, that is right now our concern, is bus A. Bus B does not go anywhere. Keep that thought process in your mind. Imagine you are sitting in this bus and you are seeing the behind wala bus overtaking your bus. You are not going anywhere. You are just here. You are not going anywhere. You have become bus B. You are here. Bus A is going to overtake you. I'm solving this question with respect to B. Abhiram does not go anywhere. Abhiram is there. Bus A just moves. What will be the displacement of, oops, wrong color. What would be the displacement of A with respect to B if A has to overtake B? Remember, B does not go anywhere. How much bus A must be displaced so that it overtakes bus B? The answer is right there in front of your eyes. How much bus A should move so that it overtakes bus B? Remember, these are point objects. How much bus A should move? Anyone? The displacement of A with respect to B. Remember, B does not go anywhere. B remains here. How much bus A should move so that it overtakes bus B? They don't have any length. And the answer is simply the displacement must be plus 20. Are you getting my point? The displacement of bus A with respect to bus B so that it moves, so that it overtakes. We are bus B now. We are Abhiram. We don't go anywhere. The universe moves around us. A is moving around us. A is going to overtake us. I am not going anywhere. Do we understand this? Can I have some raise hand that we understand this? Only 2 participants seem to have understood the entire concept of the universe moving around us. Not good. Let me ask personally. Vasant, Tanu, Vishal, Akshay, Nayan, do we understand this? That once you become bus B, we assume that bus B does not go anywhere. Bus B is now Earth of 200 years ago. That Earth does not go anywhere. The entire universe moves around the Earth. By entire universe, right now we mean bus A. Bus A moves, bus B doesn't move, and hence the displacement of A with respect to B is plus 20. Now, since we are solving everything with respect to B, what will be the velocity of A with respect to B? Anyone? What will be the velocity of A with respect to B? That would be, as usual, velocity of A with respect to ground minus velocity of B with respect to ground. Yes, Niharika, that is correct. That is correct. Velocity of A with respect to ground is plus 15 minus velocity of B with respect to ground is plus 10. So a land of it plus 5 meter per second. That is indeed the velocity of A with respect to B. We know the displacement. We also know the velocity. Let us talk about the other thing. What is the acceleration of A with respect to B? Now here nothing has been said about the acceleration. That means we'll have to assume that both the accelerations are 0. So acceleration of A with respect to ground is also 0. Acceleration of B with respect to ground is also 0. So A 0 minus 0 is also 0. So we have the third unknown, third thing coming to us. What about time? That is what we are supposed to find out. Let us take time as t. Now let us think about what we know and what we don't know. We know the displacement of A with respect to B. We know the velocity of A with respect to B. We also know the acceleration of A with respect to B. We are supposed to find out time. Which equation should I use? Anyone? Niharika, Abhiram, anyone? Which equation should I use to get me out of trouble here? Remember, I only have a handful of equations. That is what I've learned in the past 2.5, 3 months. That is good enough to solve the question. Which equation should I use? Niharika comes up with an answer. Yes, Niharika, we must use this equation delta R or S. I write it delta. Delta R of A with respect to B. The initial velocity of A with respect to B multiplied by T plus half acceleration of A with respect to D multiplied by T square. Do we remember this equation? Or shall we recollect it again? Which equation is this, Abhiram, Tanu, Vasant, Tarun, Niharika, Vishal, Surya? Which equation is this? This is definitely equation number 2 for displacement. Yes, Niharika. We already know this is 0, so this goes away. I just need to put the values. Values of displacement of A with respect to B is definitely plus 20. Plus 20 equates initial velocity and final velocity, both are same, no acceleration. Initial velocity of A with respect to B is plus 5 times T. That should land up with the value of T, and T is definitely 4 seconds. Now I know in 4 seconds, A is definitely going to overtake B. Do we all understand this? Can I have some raised hand that we have understood this? It's pretty damn simple. No complication, nothing. Simple application and understanding of the concept. Imagining it that A is moving, B is the center of the universe, doesn't go any. We are B, so B doesn't go anywhere. We are the center of the universe. Human beings have always had this feeling of superiority, that we are superior to everyone else in the universe. We are a very inferior race. Still don't know how to travel the solar system. Forget about traveling galaxies. If you can see how much development we have made in the past 200 years, we will be astonished by the development that we have made. Imagine a civilization which is just 1,000 years ahead of us, just 1,000 years more advanced than us. You can imagine what we'll be able to do in 1,000 years. In 1,000 years, not even in 1,000 years, in another 100 years, we would probably be staying on Mars. In another 100 years, probably you'll be staying on Uranus if possible, or maybe some moon of Jupiter. Imagine a civilization which is 1,000 years older than us. Imagine a civilization which is billion years older than us. They can do unimaginary things. And we think that we are the center of the universe. But remember, for solving this question, we are definitely the center of the universe. Abhiram doesn't go anywhere, bus stays there. The entire universe moves around it, and that is how we solved it. That was the first part of the question, to get the value of time. Where is the next part? Where does A overtake B? Remember, my origin is here. So from this origin, this point, which point on the road? How much ahead? Obviously, ahead it will catch. How much ahead from this point will A catch B? That is the second part of the question. Anyone could give me any thought on how you will find that point? Where? When we have done? When is done? Where? What's your thought on where? How will you solve the where wala part? Anyone with any thought? Where? 60 meters. Niharika has come up with an answer. Excellent answer, Niharika. Please unmute yourself and tell me, how did you get this 60 meters plus 60? Tell me.
Sir, I used the formula.
Which one?
So displacement of A with respect to ground equals to initial velocity of A with respect to ground multiplied by T plus half into acceleration of A with respect to ground multiplied by T.
Well done, beta. That is great. That is what you call thinking. Well done. See, bus A will catch bus B in 4 seconds. So basically, we just need to calculate how much bus A has moved in 4 seconds. Bus A is here. This is the origin. We know its velocity. We know its acceleration. Just calculate how much bus A has moved. It's very simple. Displacement of A. Remember, now it is with respect to ground, not with respect to B. Displacement of A with respect to ground is initial velocity of A with respect to ground, because now we want to find how much bus A has moved with respect to ground, not with respect to B, plus half acceleration of A with respect to ground times t square. This goes away. On this small concept, I should be able to get the displacement of A with respect to ground. Initial velocity of A with respect to ground is plus 15 multiplied by time I have already calculated as 4. That is the displacement of A with respect to ground. That is plus 60 meters. So definitely after 60 meters, somewhere ahead here, let us call this point. At this point, bus A is going to overtake bus B. Am I clear? And I have some raised hand that we are clear with this question, sir. No doubts whatsoever in our minds. Vashan Sai, first time he has raised hand. Good. What about others? Tarun, Tanu, Niharika, Vishal, Akshay, Surya, Abhiram, Nayan. I hope I get participation from you guys as well. Niharika says yes. Niharika obviously has solved this question. What about Nayan? Abhiram, Akshay, Vishal, Tanu, Tarun, Surya. Okay. Well, since you have solved this, here comes the next one for all of you. Similar question, similar concept. This is ground or road. This is my revolutionary bus or plus 20. I'm not writing the unit. This is backwards plus 30. I'm taking them as points, so I'm forgetting their lengths. This is 50 meters. This is my origin. Question is simply when and where bus A overtakes bus B. So I'm waiting for your answers. Niharika has given me the answer straight away. 150 meters. So she has given me the answer of the second part first. I was looking for the first part first. What is the answer for the first part, Niharika? Abhiram has also raised hand, so I'll give Abhiram a chance to solve this question. Abhiram, did you get the answer, beta? Abhiram has disappeared. No, Abhiram is trying. Try. I think Niharika has beaten you today with the answers. Is that so? Studying is a team game. You study as a team and you enjoy the success of your teammates. When KL Rahul got the 100 yesterday, Virat Kohli was happier than what he was. That is how you work as a team. Cricket is a team sport. Studying is also a team sport. You study in a group, you study with your teachers, you study with your friends, and that is how you become good. Velocity of A with respect to B is plus 10. Okay, Niharika. Time is 5. That is correct. Good work, Niharika. Tarun, Vashant, Tanu, Vishal, Akshay, Abhinam. Take. I hope you are solving the question and getting inspired by your teammates. Abhinam, Niharika, they always come at the front and lead the pack. You should also be with them. That's how you improve. Some will understand the question in first attempt. Someone will understand in second attempt. That doesn't mean that someone who is understood in second attempt is inferior to the first one. No. Human brain works in different ways. Sometimes someone who takes more time to understand is the one who understands it correctly and who can imply it and who can retain it for a longer period of time. So don't get disheartened. But if you're not able to get it in the first attempt, life is all about attempting it and attempting it and attempting it and never giving up. Never give up, you always win. You give up, and even if you're winning, you will lose. It's no shame in losing. No shame. In fact, when you lose, you learn more things. When you win, you become arrogant. Not good. Anyone with an answer? Anyone with a thought process? No one? Okay, Niharika, then. Unmute yourself and tell me how to do this.
So, sir, first we have to find the velocity of A with respect to B.
So basically, what you are doing here is solving this question with respect to B, right?
B, sir.
Okay, so what do I do? How do I go about it?
So, velocity of A with respect to B equals to velocity of A with respect to ground minus velocity of B with respect to ground.
How much is that?
So, it's the plus 10 meter per second.
Plus 30 minus plus 20. You put the values. You get the answer as plus 10. What next, Niharika?
Sir, I have used the formula for the displacement.
First of all, tell me how much is the displacement?
So, it is the 50 meters.
Displacement of A with respect to B is plus 50 meters. Okay. What about the acceleration of A with respect to B?
So, it is 0.
It is 0, so not given. Time, we assume it as 10. Now what we have done, Niharika?
Sir, I have used the formula.
You use the formula for what?
So, displacement of A with respect to B equals to initial velocity of A with respect to B multiplied by T plus half into acceleration of A with respect to B into time square.
I understand that speaking so much, A with respect to B, B with respect to A gives us a lot of pain. But no pain, no gain. When you say this in the correct way, your brain will, what should I say, assemble it. Your brain will recognize it in the correct way. And even then, if you want to speak in the wrong way, your brain will always say it in the right way. So that is how you tune your brain. Well, so first of all, it will give you trouble. But once your brain gets tuned to it, even if you understand it wrongly, your brain will correct it and give you the answer. Okay, beta, what next?
So the displacement of A with respect to B is plus 50.
The pointer somewhere in the background. Okay, just right is. Sorry, I could not listen to you. I was looking at the pointer, my pointer was missing. I know, 15. Now the question is, this is my original effect. Does our understanding change? No, our understanding does not change. Does our concept change? No, our concept does not change. But the values, just have to imagine now what the length is also given. What difference does it make? If you understand this thing, I can assure you, whatever question comes in the exam, you will be able to crack it. This is a brand on an academy. They say, let's crack it. I don't know how many of them has cracked, and how many of them can crack by looking at a comedy show, puppet show. I've seen some of their teachers, and they are more like comedians or YouTubers doing comedy. I don't understand how students can see that, look at that comedy and study anything. But you can crack it. Understanding of the concept, not by comedy. Teachers cannot be comedians. Teachers are just teachers. They can be your friends. They can be your guardians. They can be your mentors. They're definitely not comedians. I can't entertain you. I'm not entertainer. I'm not Shah Rukh Khan. I can't wave my hand like this and flowers start to fall. Doesn't happen. Anyone can crack this. Let's crack it. What changes? Remember that. The concept doesn't change. Equation doesn't change. Understanding doesn't change. Some values change here and there. Remember, you can solve this question by becoming A or by becoming B. Since all the questions we are solving by becoming A, let us become A only. Let us become B only. And once you have become B, remember, you are the center of the universe. You don't go anywhere. Everything just comes and goes on their own. We are the center of the universe. We are the most superior race in the entire universe. Stupid thought, but this is how it works. Anyone could tell me the answer, I would be pretty pleased. What is the answer now? Anyone with any sort of a thought process? No one? Think. Nothing has changed. Just given lens, nothing has changed. Nothing ever changes. If you understand the basic concept, basic physics, velocity remains velocity. Velocity cannot become acceleration. Nothing changes. It's just way of understanding it. Okay, what I'll do is I'll give you this question as a homework. And I hope that I see your attempts. Again, understand beta, all of you, starting from Nayan to Tanu to Niharika to Abhiram, everyone, to Vasant, to Vishal, to Surya. First of all, you all are same in front of my eyes. So I call Surya, I call Niharika, I call Tanu, or I call Abhiram. Everyone is same. Everyone is same in the eyes of God. Is the saying. Everyone is also same in the eyes of a teacher, and the saying quoted by me. So everyone is equal. Why is it? So everyone must try equally. Put your thoughts in the group. Again, answers don't matter. Answers are the last thing that I'm concerned about. The last thing that you ask me, sir, that is the last thing that I am concerned. Answers don't matter. Thinking is what I am trying to improvise on. Think how you solve it. What has changed? How will you now imagine it? When does bus A overtake bus B? You can imagine that thing and put it on paper. You can see my drawing is very revolutionary. But if I would have drawn this in bio, I would have definitely failed. That is the reason I never took bio in 11th standard. My numbers in bio were more than my number in maths. I scored 99 or 98. 99, I think, in maths. In science, it was 100. So I scored more in bio compared to maths. But I still opted for maths because my drawing is great. The other thing is I could not dissect a frog. They asked me to dissect it. I was like, I can't do it. Anyways, you can do it. You are braver than me. You're cleverer than me. You're intelligent than me. Your brain is more sharp than mine. Mine is rotting. Think about it. Let me know your thoughts. And let us see if you can solve it on your own. If you can solve it on your own, that is going to make a large difference in your life. Your brain will start working. So I'll end today's class on this note that I would like to see how you have attempted it. Answers don't matter. Answers are the last thing that I'm concerned about. The thinking is important. So I hope you will try it and put your solutions intergroup. Can I have raise hand that we'll try it, sir? Trials do matter. And to try. You succeed. Even if you don't succeed, you lose. You keep on trying. You must have heard about Thomas Alva Edison when he was trying to discover the bulb. He failed for 101 times. When someone asked me, what are you looking forward to? So he said that I'm looking for the 102nd way, how it will not work. So now I know 101 ways of how it will not work. The next time I will find out the 102nd way of how it will not work. But one day I will make it work, and one day he made it work. So that's it. On that note, tomorrow you have a holiday. You have Independence Day. So wishing you all a very happy Independence Day. Take some time off. Watch the parade. Take some time out. Think about what we have achieved in the 74 years of independence. I think 74 years. 47 till 2021. What we have achieved. There has been a lot of sacrifices that have been made by millions of people. Some of you might know. Most of them you don't know. This is very important to us that we remember them at least on 2 big days in the nation, in the history of this nation. 15th August, 26th January. Take some time off. Think about those. Go and pay your homage, your respect if you can. We must be all forever grateful for what they have done for us and for our country. So on that note, I wish that all of you would stay safe, stay home, stay healthy and stay happy. We'll meet on Monday and we will carry forward with our discussion in making life a bit easy by learning physics. Take care. Bye-bye. Sayonara.